Good morning. You're now listening to Kingston Community Radio, airing on FM 92.5 and AM 920, WGHQ, Kingston, New York. This programming is brought to you by our listeners and corporate underwriters who are interested in presenting local community radio. The opinions expressed on this program do not represent those of Pamel Broadcasting or Kingston Community Radio. Listeners are encouraged to send in $10 per month to help bring this program to you. Mail your contributions to Kingston Community Radio, Post Office Box 4364, Kingston, New York 12402. For more information or to donate online, visit our website at mykcr.org. And good morning, this is Dan Gatis, and thank you for being up early like us and being a part of today's program. It's a terrific Tuesday today, and it's 55 degrees here in uptown Kingston, and it's Tuesday, September 21st. We'll be back after these messages.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
What grows in the forest? Our imagination and our family bonds. The forest is closer than you think. Find a forest near you at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
To some, a baby's babbling doesn't mean much, but it does. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm your host, Smokey Colbert. Filling in for Smokey, because after 75 years of...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Turns out there's much more to say. Nearly 90% of wildfires are caused by us humans being careless, dumping our used barbecue coals willy-nilly. Guess the song was wrong. We did start the fire. That's why I respect Mother Nature and her trees, whether coniferous or new car scented. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Shirley Stabe from Kingston, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
You're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. KCR is talk radio and a call-in show. Our call-in number is 331-9255, 845-331-9255. Some sun this morning with increasing clouds this afternoon, a high of 76. Cloudy skies this evening, a few showers developing late in the night, and that's a low of 63. Got a 30% chance of rain this evening. And Wednesday, cloudy with occasional rain showers. We've got a 40% chance of rain showers on Wednesday. Overcast with rain showers at times Wednesday night, and 50% chance of rain with a low of 68. And then rain showers definitely on Thursday in the morning will evolve into a more steady rain in the afternoon. A high of 72. We've got an 80% chance of rain on Thursday and a high of 72. Periods of rain Thursday night also with a low near 60. That chance of rain is up to 100%. So looks like Thursday is our rainiest day. And let's get to the on-air studio. Nina Postupack and Cameron Rylance are all here.
Let's do it.
Hey, we are back.
It's Terrific Tuesday.
Cooking tips. Well, we can continue this on the air. Seafood. We're just talking about cooking seafood.
Yes, and I went to the expert here, Cameron, because I know.
I'm not an expert, but I've had a little practice.
Well, yeah, I think you are.
Yeah, cooking those things, like cooking mussels, clams, lobsters, all require different times. And, the old-fashioned lobster bake where they cooked everything together, that's like a steam, slow cook.
Okay.
If you're boiling it, I would definitely do things sequentially.
Right. Do your lobsters first,
and then cooking a bunch, you don't want to overcrowd the pan because the first ones you put in the bottom are going to be in the water for like 2 minutes, but at longer.
Right.
By the time you put the ones in the top and the water circulating, you want everything to cook evenly together. So
you're better off doing it in smaller batches.
Yeah. And pound and a quarter lobsters, the pound and a half that are typically available for us, no more than 10 minutes
in the
water. Yeah.
Steam them. Yep.
you'll overcook them, and the meat shrinks up inside, and
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
and
they're
lobsters,
hot. They're too hot to handle for 5 minutes anyhow.
right, they have to cool
and they're
down.
still cooking when you take them out. Just like your roast, your turkey.
Right.
Your turkey cooks for 20 minutes after it's out of the oven, or a big pot roast or whatever. So.
Yeah, how many Thanksgivings does it take before you can get that turkey just
Yeah,
right?
And everything else is still warm when you
That's
take
right. That's right.
You run out of burner space and oven space. all
Yeah,
that good stuff,
so
but-
true. Well, it's a beautiful morning out there. I have to
It's
say.
dark, boy. You can tell fall is on its way because
I'm used to looking at that nice little corner at the edge of the woods where the sun is coming up in the morning. It ain't there anymore.
not there, not there.
Well, it's funny. I heard. Here's a little piece of trivia. Last night was the last night until March that we will have a sunset after 7:00 at night. So the next time we'll have a sunset after 7:00 at night will be in March. Yeah, so that kind of puts everything in perspective, doesn't
Did you
it?
see the moon the last couple nights?
Beautiful.
Yeah, that picture in the Freeman, really cool. With the moon coming up behind this fire tower. See that, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but that's
Yeah.
that's
That
phenomenal.
fire tower is so neat. You've been up it, right?
Yeah,
Mount-
that's
the Mount
amazing.
Rushmore Fire tower. That's really cool.
I have to tell you, I took beautiful pictures this past weekend, and I'm going to show Cameron one, even though we're on the air and you can't see them, of the sunset on Saturday night. Absolutely gorgeous sunset.
That beautiful orange is from compliments of the smoke from the wildfires, sulfur dioxide and crap up in the atmosphere.
Right?
Where
but
was
absolutely
that?
beautiful. So we
Where were
were
you?
at the Bruderhof, and
is that over?
yes, and they have a tower there, and we climbed up to the top of the tower just at sunset, and we watched the sun
in
go
Riften?
down in
Oh,
Riften.
okay, cool.
Yes, absolutely beautiful, right?
Huh.
Yep. Nancy and Johan Hewlett had invited us over, and it was such a peaceful afternoon, but beautiful, beautiful pictures of the sunset.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, and the tower just was placed perfectly, so you could see Mohonk in the distance, and absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah, very peaceful way to spend a Saturday
No
evening.
doubt. And it was a beautiful night.
Yeah, it was a beautiful night. So
How about the mosquitoes?
terrible.
I've lived on Fair Street for over 20 years, and
What are these little ones?
Yes.
those are from Asia,
Little
and they're
tiny
out
ones.
during the day. Those are like
Yeah.
an invasive species.
Oh
they're
boy.
Oh,
Not,
really?
they're not
Okay.
the normal northeastern United States.
No, they're not.
mosquitoes.
Yeah, it's like where are these little tiny ones
And
coming
during
from?
the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not just in the dusk. You know.
Yep.
You never normally you
the
never had
dusk
to worry
is normal,
about doing
our
the day.
normal big ones. They come out at
Right.
night. Dusk and dawn if they're flying. But I lived on Fair Street, and people are like, "Oh, how come you have a screen in my back porch? Isn't screened or anything?" I was like, "There's no bugs uptown. There's flies, but there's no standing water. There's no woods where I live, really.
Right.
But this year, it's unbelievable. Dusk, sitting there swatting them, and
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. Terrible. Absolutely
I
terrible.
remember.
From all the rain.
Yeah, all the rain. Remember for
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
right.
a year
It's
or
all the
two. I've
rain.
been saying,
Yes,
how
you've
was
been
that?
telling us the rain levels.
Yes, fine. We broke that. Normal year to date, 29.97. This year to date, 32 even. So we're 2 inches above normal, which isn't a lot.
No, but considering where we were at one point, right?
Yeah, a couple months ago we were like 8-inch deficit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
breaks the difference.
Yeah.
Breaks the difference when it comes
Now-
to something like mosquitoes or other insects.
Yeah, well, there's just so much.
and planting and growing also.
So much
it breaks
standing
the
water.
difference. Yes.
Even like a discarded Dixie cup in the woods with a little bit of water in it, mosquitoes will
That's
lay their
enough.
larvae in that.
Or, especially a pile of old tires.
Yeah, the water
that's
never
terrible.
moves.
Yeah, right.
out of those rims. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
We got it. We got it this year, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We did. But we're having a beautiful fall so far. The weather's been gorgeous.
Get
so.
your tiki lights out.
Finally got my pool covered at work.
You did.
Sunday morning, the Boy Scouts helped me.
Good. Oh, well, that was
Yep,
nice.
The young men of Troop 7 camped out at my camp, for their first, fall outing of the scout year. And,
Okay.
had a great time fishing and hiking and doing all sorts of good stuff. But then 8 o'clock Sunday morning, we met and put in the work, dragging the pool cover across. So.
That's okay.
Thank
That's
you.
that's a good thing.
been
Because
catching
how big
leaves.
is your pool?
25, 25 meters long, 50 feet, 75 feet, 25 by 75. It's like
Those are huge. It's a big pool.
Yeah, it's a swim competition
Olympic-sized pool. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I know this past weekend on Saturday, it was so warm, people were still sitting by their pools, using their pools.
Absolutely.
Which is great, which is wonderful, especially here because the season is not that long. So it's nice if you can extend it for a few weeks.
It's going to be, really starting to wind down. I mean, it's October next week. It's crazy.
Oh, Cameron, I don't know. We start the month with all our guests, and before you know it, we're back to the end of the month.
I was driving, and I was driving to work this morning. I was like, okay, the mayor's on. It was October, next month, October. I got to remember to ask him if there's any New Year's Eve plans.
Oh, right.
Remember I opened my big mouth and said I'd volunteer in the committee?
This is the time of year that you would do that.
Yeah, because it's in a couple months,
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So, the mayor's on at 7:30, and then at 8 o'clock we have, I'm drawing a complete blank at the moment.
Bill Forte. Which is good. I got some news for veterans, and Elks Lodge is going to do another Veterans Dinner event.
Oh, great.
Veterans Day, yeah.
Good.
I'll tell him about it.
That's great. And then, unfortunately, Christine Hine is unable to come in at 8:30 for People's Place.
I tried to swap next week's guest. See if
you weren't able to do that.
He's away. So
okay. All right. See. But, so we'll miss Christine. And by the time she's back, it'll definitely be into the holiday season.
Absolutely.
And what People's Place will be doing for, Santa's, the kids' toys for, the toys and so forth. So, we'll miss her today, but we look forward to having her back on next month. So, I have to say, being already into the middle of September, and, as far as the county and the county office building and so forth, things have really been busy. Usually, historically, September and October are busy, and November are our busiest months as far as real estate, because people look throughout the spring and summer months and most of your closings take place. And I didn't know, with all of the movement in real estate throughout the spring and summer months, whether that would hold true into September, but we're still very busy. And I know inventory is shrinking and shrinking, so I was surprised about that, that we're still keeping up the same pace as we did throughout the summer months, which is a good sign.
Yeah, and the county makes money too, right?
Yes.
Mortgage fees or taxes or some transfer
transfer tax and mortgage tax. The towns and city and the villages get the mortgage tax, which is substantial for them. So when I know our comptroller, March Gallagher, put out a good forecast, economic forecast for the county, our sales tax is up, and financially we're very sound, and that's great after
good.
Coming through the pandemic and everything. So that's a really good sign. And you could tell as you travel throughout the county, it's very busy. I mean, down in the southern part of the county, the weekend with the wineries and the breweries and distilleries, and here in Kingston, you walk through uptown Kingston, Saugerties, hits throughout the summer. It's really been a busy. You can see the county's really growing, which is nice, which is great. So, all positive news on that front, which is good. So, what do you think, Cameron? Do you think we're going to have an early winter, or do you think you're out there in the forest, in the woods, you're looking at all the signs?
The less the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and what do you think? I look at the squirrels' little bushy tails right now.
And the rings of the caterpillar. There's a bunch of supposed telltale signs, but we'll see.
Yeah.
The way they've been trending lately, with the warmth and no snow and
I don't know.
Who knows? I'd be happy with a mild winter.
I have a wildlife story.
Oh?
So I'm not a wildlife person. Not that I don't like the wildlife, but I prefer not being part of it.
Not being interactive.
Yes, right.
Okay.
So the other day, my daughter works from home. Probably about 2 weeks ago, she has the door open that goes out to our deck, but there's screening there and everything. And she sends me a video of this nice, healthy groundhog just walking around our deck, just on leisurely, on the deck, just leisurely sunning himself, hanging out. Then the next morning we get up, and she had grown quite a bit of kale. all the kale was gone. You could see all the little
Nibbled down.
Yeah, nibbled right down. So I don't want any harm to the groundhog, but I don't want the groundhog living under my deck.
It's a very healthy
Right.
groundhog.
He's eating well, or she's eating well.
Superfood, yeah.
Yeah, that's my husband's theory. There's too much food in our backyard for them to leave.
There you go.
So we went back and forth, and the humane thing would be to put a trap and
Yep.
catch it. So I called Pest Master, and they said yes, they do that. And they came out yesterday, and so now Dwayne is convinced that we haven't seen the groundhog all weekend. But see, I think that's because we're all outside all weekend,
Scary,
right?
yeah, keeping it
So
away.
we probably wouldn't even known it was there if we didn't see the hole, or because Dana's there during the week when nobody's outside, she happened to see the groundhog. So they set the trap yesterday morning, and by last night, the groundhog was in the trap.
There you go.
So he was an active little groundhog.
Pest
So I
Master
felt
took
really bad. I called
Can-
Pest Master and left a message. They'll be here first thing this morning.
Yeah.
But they said if I saw it before 5 o'clock, but I didn't get home before 5, that they would come and release it.
Now, can you see the hole? Like the burrow? Is it accessible? Like, can you like fill it in and
So,
mess it up?
so
Make it
those of you
uninviting?
that are listening, I don't know if you're interested in this, but I found this very interesting. You know how you stop? So I asked Pest Master, how do I stop this so it doesn't happen again? So there's something called, well, it's like a wire mesh. It's called hardware cloth.
Yep.
And what you do is you dig a 8 by 8 inch trench all the way around the deck. You put the hardware cloth into that trench and make an L, so it's up against your deck, and then you form that L, fill in the trench, and then staple gun the hardware cloth to the deck, so they can't dig through that metal mesh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So everybody out there listening, if you're looking for my husband next weekend, you know where you're going to find him. Digging the ditch in the backyard.
Varmint
Control.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because really, once you catch them, you know, that scent is there, and
They come back.
Yeah,
They're,
they do.
Not the same ones, but
Next
year
time,
after year.
yeah, next time just call me up and I'll bring my white German Shepherd over.
Chase them out.
Yeah, no, he will. He will. He chased one out in Forsyth Park last Saturday,
There you go.
and he brought it to us. It was a big gift,
Wow.
and I had to pull him from it.
Yeah, wow.
But
Oh,
yeah, the
really?
groundhog, yeah,
Wow.
and it ran off back into the woods, but.
That's crazy.
that
Pick it
is
up,
crazy.
wow.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Dad brought you a present.
Yeah, right.
Exactly, that's right.
Well, it's a pack animal. They're fighting for the pack.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is. Well, I didn't realize. They told me at Pest Master that they can really dig like 20
Huge, yeah.
foot tunnels under ground from one backyard to the other, and they can actually make a little home down there. They can make a nesting area. Which I didn't
absolutely.
realize that.
And there can be a lot of them living down there too.
Yeah,
Not
and-
just one or two.
Oh, don't tell me that, Karen. I'm hoping this was one and
and
done.
done.
Maybe it's one and
That's
done.
what I'm hoping.
But the farmers have a huge issue with groundhogs in fields because that can turn over a tractor.
Yeah, if it
Those
collapses,
those groundhog holes can really be essentially a huge pothole
yeah.
for a tractor and can actually turn it
Well,
over.
in the prairie days, horsebacks, and horses would break their legs and step it in gopher holes and prairie dog holes and.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They can do a lot of damage, and especially in a small backyard like ours. It's
Eating
like
all your kale.
all the kale. So Dana's kale is all gone. Yeah.
It grows back quick though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Can't you harvest kale?
You can.
I know, like lettuce. Is it similar to lettuce? You can harvest it.
Yeah, because as she was before
Getting the
the
big leaves
groundhog came, as she was picking it, it did come back. Yes.
New leaves come out. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was not a good season for the tomatoes for us.
Not particularly. I had some
No.
nice ones.
Yeah,
They
we
came
did
all
too.
at once.
Yeah,
And
they
then were
did.
done.
Yeah. So, well, a lot of rain, so
Good corn. I had
fix
a
it.
bunch of good. sweet
Yeah, the
corn this
corn's
summer.
been
Yeah, it was
delicious.
really good.
Corn's been very, very good. And our peppers did well, and green beans.
Speaking of farming, I went over the weekend to a friend of mine, lives out in, like, in Marbletown, I guess, Shokan. Had to go, down Hurley Mountain Road to, like, Allergerville and take a right.
Oh,
there,
out there. Okay.
Shokan Road or whatever it is up there. And right by the firehouse.
Yeah.
Montville Firehouse.
I know exactly where that is.
But
yeah.
driving past the farm, I hadn't driven past out that part in Hurley Avenue for several years, I
Right.
used to be really good buddies with the Pauls, Val and Mike Paul, and, spent a lot of time out there and get gills. There's the Bass Hole, there's a swimming hole way out there.
Oh, really?
All the way at the end of Hurley Mountain Road where it meets, comes to a T, whatever road that is. It goes up to the Fly, whatever.
Yep.
In there was a huge rope swing.
Oh,
When we
wow.
were in high school, and the Bass Hole it was called. It was a great swimming spot. But anyhow, that farm hub is, I remember when it was, the regular farm, a couple barns, and the migrant housing.
Oh, what they've done, right?
Yeah, like the 3 additional buildings, a storage thing. It's like it's an
It's amazing, right? Yeah.
It's like holy cow! I hadn't been out there.
I know.
But
We're becoming quite a farming community. And you don't realize it because really that road, unless you're going to a certain destination, it's not a road that you travel on otherwise.
Yeah.
And
it's sort of out of sight, out of mind, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was shocked. I was like, wow, it's cool.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely.
It's one of the things that makes this area great. The open space, the farms, the agriculture. Aside from the fresh availability of food for us,
Right.
But it's preserved. It's open space, it's land, it's part of the community. It's I think it's one of the things that makes this area special. The orchards.
Absolutely. Especially this time of year with the apple picking and blueberries. We just got through the blueberry season, right?
Oh, really?
Still-
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. The only reason I know that down in Warsing in Ellenville, they do the Blueberry Festival every year, and it's always in August.
Oh, okay.
So I know, like, blueberries are end of August, beginning of September. Yeah, the Blueberry Festival. But, and of course we all know the apples. Strawberries, I'm not sure when strawberry picking time is. That I'm not
I think that's
certain
in the
about.
spring.
Usually earlier, yeah.
Yeah, June. 'Cause like
June.
strawberry shortcake is like an
Yeah,
early summer treat.
So you don't realize all the crops that actually grow here that you can go picking. And of course, the kids love now this time of year. Remember when my children were little, the pumpkin patches and the hay rides and so forth. I know with the pandemic, they're not doing hay rides at the Headless Horseman. So
Halloween's on they're not doing it?
they're doing walkthroughs. They're not doing the hay ride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're doing the Headless
Yeah,
Horseman,
yeah.
but in different kind
COVID
of
protocols.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yes.
think Halloween's on a Sunday this
It
year.
is.
I believe, yeah.
And I remember last year, Dwayne was so disappointed because with the pandemic, the kids really didn't trick or treat, and that's always our neighborhood
Yeah,
gets
your
quite a few.
neighborhood must be
Yeah,
good
we
for
get
that.
quite a few trick or treaters.
And up to my street, there's finally some kids living on Fair Street with some of the new.
Yes.
people moving in.
Well, weren't
For a
you?
long time, there was like Ben was like the only kid on Fair Street.
Nobody was coming, huh?
Yeah, it was all
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. No, Green Street was great.
And weren't you going to do a neighborhood type of
Yeah, a couple
Halloween
years- yeah.
celebration?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it sort of
Didn't happen.
Nothing's been said yet, but I wouldn't doubt it. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's great.
But it's good, like formerly being in the bar business. When Halloween or things like that are on a weekend, you can milk it. You can have it's easy. It's a costume party on that Saturday night will be more. Have more spirit and be better than if it's like 4 days before or something like that. You know what I mean?
It's
When
nice
was it
for
last
home.
year? Was it Monday or was it Saturday?
I don't know, but
But it was one day, one
if
way
it
or
falls
the
on
other.
a Saturday, that's huge. Because people
Right.
Last
have
year was a
parties.
Saturday, yeah.
Was it? Okay, I don't know.
Last
Yeah, but
year was a
unfortunately, it was a
Saturday?
pandemic.
Oh, true. Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
The on Sunday we were up in Albany to do a festival for children and music festival, and we had lunch, and I'm gonna text Maggie to see what the name of this place was. It was astounding. There were hundreds and hundreds of people doing exactly what we were talking about. Just back to the farming and the pick your own. It's a huge pick your own place outside of Albany.
Oh.
And extraordinarily famous, obviously, and they make insane cider, and also they're a brewery. So the place is just like a
What was
community.
the name of it, Dan?
That's what I'm going to have to
Find out.
Find out, okay.
Yeah, because I can't remember. It was like two letters. You know what? Like P and H or something like that.
Okay.
But wonderful destination. I mean, a real destination for families, especially.
There's
Yeah.
I don't know if
Great
it's,
food too.
I don't know if it's the same place, but it's out of Albany. 9 Pins hard cider. Really good. I like it. They have several, but I like the hard ciders that are really like bubbly, like champagne.
Oh, yeah,
They're
yes.
kind of thick and sweet. I don't.
You don't
really
like
care
those.
for that. But like that, I guess they use the champagne yeast or something like that.
Oh, that's
Good, okay.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We went down to Angry Orchard, and that
I've been wanting to go there.
yeah. Oh, that's a fun place, I have to say. And
Treehouse.
yeah,
I
yeah.
saw that show at Treehouse Masters when they built that.
yeah, it's a great. It's a great venue. So, but speaking of hard cider, I really like theirs. They have like an apple crisp one that I really liked.
Crisp out, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
crisp
nice.
apple. Yeah.
It's crisp, like tasting whatever. Like,
Yes.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. That's good.
It was just really good. There's so many places to visit and travel. We have to
Eat and drink your way across the county.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of that, the Garlic Festival's coming up next weekend.
Oh my gosh, already? Yeah, sure.
Next Tuesday, and I'm not going to read this whole thing, but
Next weekend, so that's the 29th.
going to be traffic restrictions and residents up there. Please,
Second.
yeah. KiwanisIceArena.com/Garlic Festival parking. All the info you need is online, or you can call 247-2590 extension 300. Yeah, that's great to be back.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
a huge boost to the Saugerties economy, and
That's an amazing
It's a wonderful
story, how
event,
that
yeah.
started right
Yeah.
in somebody's front lawn
Yep.
and how it grew to what it is today.
yeah, internationally
Great story.
famous.
Yeah.
It's been on travel magazines and stuff.
Yeah.
And that same day, Saturday the 2nd, Kiwanis is having in conjunction with the Elks Lodge, at the Elks, a garage sale.
Oh,
Under the
great.
pavilion out back, garage sale, barbecue. Come on down, 9 to 2.
Oh, that's
Saturday the
fantastic.
2nd, October 2nd. Same
And
day
it's to raise money for.
the Mentor Me program.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Oh, wonderful. So those of you that don't know what the Mentor Me program is, it's a program that was started by
Christine Kresser, Kristen, or Stacy.
Stacy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a grassroots organization. Its genesis was after Big Brothers and Big Sisters sort of pulled out of our community.
Right.
It's a mentoring program linking at-risk. Primarily it started with keeping kids in school and the reasons that they aren't in school and attendance issues. And, you start skipping school, your grades slide, you stay back, you drop out. It's a terrible cycle. And this is a grassroots effort to link, kids that are in distress with mentors, positive role models. And it's a wonderful program, grassroots to, local people helping local people.
That's right. Yeah. So that's next Saturday, 9 to 2,
Saturday at
if
the
you
Elks
want to
Lodge, yep.
support
Come
Mentor
on
Me.
down. I'll be behind the grill, and Ann Papillion, Sue Copenhaver's helping plan it for Corn.
Great.
Ann Papillion, Sue.
What do you have on that
Sally
grill?
Rosenberg.
Burgers?
Hamburgers and dogs.
Good.
And macaroni salad and sodas, and $1 or $2 items, and bake sale.
Oh, and a bake sale,
Yeah,
too. You always
hopefully-
have to have something sweet,
And
that's
there's
for
a couple
sure.
Kiwanians that are going to be baking some stuff, so we'll be
Good.
selling that. So
Well, that's great. And then plus you can do the yard sale,
that's right.
right?
Find a good bargain.
Yes. And have you been successful in getting items for the yard
Yeah,
sale?
well, I hope so. Friday the 1st is the big drop-off where all the Kiwanians are supposed to be bringing their stuff and
Good.
setting up and all that. So we'll see. It's the first time. Could be a flop. It could be a smash. Who knows? But
Yeah, hey.
we're doing something.
And for a good
You gotta
cause.
get out there and try to do it,
Yeah, and for a good cause. And it's nice to see two organizations partner together
Together,
to help
yeah.
a third organization.
Yep, there you
That's
go.
a real positive. So that's great.
We'll see. So we're about at the bottom of the hour. Hopefully Mario will be joining us.
At 7:30.
And Dan, we'll take it to break, and we'll be back.
Thank you, Nina, and thank you, Cam, and thank you, everybody who is listening right now to Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. Tuesday, September 21st, and 55 degrees right now here in Uptown Kingston. This next portion of Kingston Community Radio is going to be brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, 1099 Morton Boulevard, in Kingston, their main office. We'll be right back after these messages.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
Never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you Mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
To buy your home, you became a house hunting ace, learned about loans, scoured neighborhoods, and asked the right questions. Now you're queen of your castle. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you will feel empowered to own your retirement like you own your home. Go to aceyourretirement.org. Because when it comes to clearing financial hurdles, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name's Maggie. I'm from Copiague, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
Thank you for being with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, WGHQ, and our live streaming on mykcr.org. A little bit about our weather and forecast for the next 3 days. Some sun this morning with increasing clouds during the afternoon, a high of 76. Cloudy skies this evening with a 30% chance of a few showers developing late. It's a low of 63. And Wednesday, cloudy with occasional rain showers, a high of 78. And Wednesday night, overcast with rain showers at times. We got a 50% chance of rain and a low of 68 for Wednesday night. Thursday, rain showers in the morning, evolving into more steady rain in the afternoon, high of 72. And Thursday night, periods of rain, a low near 60, and a 100% chance of rain on Thursday night. So we're not going to get past that one. Okay, and let's get back to the on-air studio. Don't forget that this upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston. And let's get back to the on-air studio. Thank you.
And we're back.
We are back.
Our 7:30 guest, the Honorable Mayor Steve Noble.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you, too. Happy to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, sad headline in the paper this morning.
Yeah, we've had our rash of, these crashes in Kingston. And it's just, I think my effort has really been to try to educate people about the rules of the road. And like I said, we don't know whether an intensive education campaign would have helped prevent these things from happening, but we do know that the more traffic education we can do in a community, the better, and the safer everyone is.
Absolutely.
The drivers need to be refreshed on the rules of the road, the pedestrians need to be refreshed, the cyclists need to be refreshed, and we just feel like it's money well spent just to kind of give everyone an update, because it's been a long time since a lot of people took their driver's test.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And traffic patterns have changed all over Kingston, from the thruway exit to the new Rotary to Broadway. So I support that.
Yeah. And I think we're just seeing more and more people out and about. For a year and a half, we were all kind of stuck in our homes, and people are out and about, and just coming through the roundabout this morning, it worked great. But I have to tell you, people were going a lot faster than they should have through the Rotary.
I agree with you 100%
and there's really no reason for folks to be, pedal to the metal while they're driving through Kingston at any point in time, let alone when you're still trying to, figure out how these new systems work. Because just because you know how to use the circle doesn't mean everybody does, right?
That's right.
More traffic flows through it when you go slower. It sounds counterintuitive, but it does.
It does.
More cars can merge in and out and slow down. I would like to see speed humps on the thruway rotary on 28. When people come down 28, they are flying, and they come around past Washington. You often can't get out because they're going so fast.
Yeah.
Speed control devices or whatever in the road from 28, I think would be great.
And that's one of the things when DOT was designing the roundabout project, we really emphasized that we needed those speed humps coming off of 587 because it's a 55 mile per hour road, and we didn't want people coming into the roundabout at 55 miles.
55,
So putting in those speed humps really will have helped slow down folks, but it's the rest of us.
And it's the walkway, too. You got the crosswalk, so it elevates the pedestrian, a little more visibility. So,
Right. And it seems like now there's so many different modes of transportation, whether it's a bicycle, the electric bicycles, walking. I mean, every time you turn around, it's some other type of transportation that people are using. And you have to be very careful when you're driving because there's so much that we haven't been used to in the past. Like even uptown, we used to have so many street lights now, which I think is much better the way it is. But you have to be aware of the crosswalks. And when people are in the crosswalks, that the pedestrians have the right of way. Those are all different ways of thinking when you're driving. So I do agree with you with educating the public. So you've put that before the council the first time. It didn't really go forward. So you're hoping that somebody will once again put it before the council?
Yeah, that's our hope. I think that hopefully we'll be able to get some momentum now to be able to get this underway. So it's important, and I just really urge Kingston residents and visitors as we, are coming to Kingston, just, watch, open your eyes. And I know that every time we get the registration materials in from the DMV, they put the pamphlets in to kind of remind us, you have to be seen, watch out for, others. And
too.
Yeah, but that's also a part of just enforcement efforts too. I know the police department is out there and will continue to be out there to make sure that people aren't on the phone and that people are wearing their seatbelts, and that we're also doing that kind of traffic enforcement. And kids are back to school and it's busy, and just the number of kids that we see standing out at the bus stops now. It's a good time to just remind people, about how to be a safe user of our road systems. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Very true.
So Nina and I were talking our first half hour. The fall is in the air. What is there going to be a New Year's celebration this year?
I don't know about New Year's. We haven't figured that far out yet. We're still
big fat mouth to volunteer. I don't know if you remember sitting here. Committee, so,
yeah, we're currently still just trying to make sure that we can get through the Italian Festival and O Positive. And I know you were talking about next week's lots of events happening, but Uptown is also having Stockade Fair, where they'll be closing Wall Street and North Front Street and having lots of booths and activities. And this will be their on the 2nd, Saturday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so they
get flyers uptown for a garage sale.
They bring a whole bunch of people in for that event. It's now the third year, I think, and it's grown. So they used to just be on North Front Street, and now they'll be actually
that's gonna be great.
North Front and Wall.
Oh, they're doing both.
They're doing both, and they've got live music all weekend or all day Saturday. It's from 11 to 11, and it seems like it's going to be a fun event for the community. And Uptown doesn't really get a lot of festivals.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
And so, but we're happy, that there are more events. We've got the Bike for Cancer Care coming up this upcoming weekend, and their run Uptown. That's all happening Uptown, and with O Positive, and Touch a Truck is happening next Saturday as well.
Oh, well,
at the
is
park?
that the Forsyth
at
Park?
the Nature Center,
Yeah.
yes. So we decided to change around our festival concept a little bit this year and do Touch a Truck. So we've got lots of folks bringing some really amazing vehicles to the Nature Center and fundraiser.
I want to go.
You're a kid at heart, Cameron.
So there's just going to be so many great activities coming up the next couple of weeks, which is good for Kingston. Lots of people coming, lots of people shopping and spending funds, and it just helps as we look toward preparing our budget for next year, trying to, this is all good sales tax revenue to
absolutely
be able to help make sure that we can provide services that people want here in Kingston. So we're in the middle of getting the budget ready right now.
I was just going to say, it's budget time, right?
It is budget time. crazy time. But, it's we are in a position that, because of some of the additional spending that's happening, and we will hopefully be able to, add more support in departments like Public Works and Recreation, and to be able to just make sure that we're able to meet the growing need. I mean, there's so much work that needs to happen out there to continue to beautify our community, to provide programs, to provide support.
Now, along those lines, I saw the other day that the grant writer is leaving. Are we are we going to refill that position? Because to me, it seems very effective. Like,
I couldn't believe the dollar amount that she brought in grant money. It was millions.
We're currently managing $44 million.
That's awesome. So to me, filling that position with an equally qualified person is important, because
so we
if there's money on the table out there.
Sure, might as well.
Bring it home.
Yeah, and we have an amazing group of project managers in all departments that are really helping to write grants and bring in funding. And the Grants Management Office, when we kind of conceived this concept, is we wanted to also make sure that we were in compliance with all of these grants. It's one thing to write a grant and get it. It's another thing to actually be able to deliver on it and then deliver it well. And so having the grants office, it was a staff of 2, and Ruth Ann Devitt Frank has been the grants manager for the last couple of years, working with Kristen, and so she's going to be taking over as the new director of the department.
Ruth Ann is. That's cool.
Yep, and so
they're my former neighbors on Fair Street. Awesome.
Yeah, so they're great people, and
Have you ever seen her husband's artwork?
Yeah, he's amazing.
He is one of the most incredible painters.
Oh, really?
And remember the mural in my backyard?
Yes.
From a year ago? His daughter designed that.
Oh, wow.
Abby, rather, yeah. Awesome, that's great to hear.
So we're happy for that, and then we'll be hiring to replace her position, just to kind of make sure we keep up with all of these projects. And
Yeah, well, we have some ambitious, with the stadium plan, there's some ambitious things that you've laid out.
I think since we last met, we actually announced our official plans. I think I had
Lindsay
told you.
Was on.
Did she tell you about it?
Yes. So could you speak to it, though?
Sure. Just briefly, that we received $2.5 million in grants to be able to help kickstart this project to redo the stadium. We then got another $2.5 million to help pave the parking lot, which is critically necessary. But we recognize that with the age of the stadium, the conditions of the facility, that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to leverage that $5 million we already have and to really, fix it as best we can. And so we've designed at this point now an additional $13 million worth of improvements, which will take care of the locker rooms, the bathrooms, the parking layout, the entrances and exits, better facilities for the visitor side, better internal walkways to get people from one side to the other, expanding practice fields, and really being able to have a facility that can host all of these regional and state events that now they just unfortunately are driving right by Kingston because our stadium hasn't been able to keep up with it. And it's really also a partnership. The way that we have our relationship with the school district is that they're committed to supporting half of the costs. And so it will be shared not only by Kingston taxpayers, but everyone that lives in the Kingston City School District, because it is a regional facility. And so I think it's kind of a win-win for everyone.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Full speed ahead. As far as I'm concerned,
and so we're in detailed design now for some of the different repairs on the grandstand and some of the other parts of the facility. So, we'll be in construction next year, and probably take about 2 seasons to complete. We're going to try to do our best to work around the sports schedules.
Now, is there any, there's sort of that no man, like above the Forsyth Nature Center, there's the old minor league field there, then the road that's largely abandoned is sort of a no man's land out there. Is that just going to stay open space, or is there any plans in that for anything, or?
Yeah, so our plan is to be able to make sure that the Dietz Stadium access road going into Forsyth Park is clearer, and more people then have better wayfinding to understand how to get to that lower parking lot, and kind of what all of the amenities are in Forsyth Park. And so, because it really is just it's an 18-acre gem in the middle of the city.
Absolutely.
And, we really just want to be able to make sure that Dietz Stadium is a much more, right now, if you drive behind Dietz Stadium, it doesn't look great. And so we really want to be able to clean it up. And part of these plans are to actually move the basketball court closer to the pool. So that we can expand kind of parking and also expand kind of a practice field area. And we think that will also help kind of let people feel like more connected to the different park park part of the park.
So you want to bring the park into the
Yes.
stadium and almost make it one complex.
That's
Yeah,
our goal.
which is, I think that's great.
Yeah,
I think that's really smart. Yeah, it gives
And it includes also improvements to the pool. And so we just did a brand new splash pad for the kids. We put on a new roof. We fixed the entire lining of the pool. But now, as part of this $13 million plus project, we're going to be able to also, if you've ever tried to use the locker room at the pool, it's just one big open room. And long gone are the days of big open rooms for locker
yeah,
rooms.
change
And in a public pool setting.
Yes.
And so we're going to be redoing the locker rooms and the bathrooms and the pool to be able to kind of also bring that up to the 21st century standards.
It's an ambitious project when you start to speak about all the aspects of it and so forth. So, but it's fantastic. And, you look at when you're going through it, it's difficult, just like when you did all the paving and all the construction down Broadway and the roundabout. But when you have the end product, it's really well worth it. So a few years of being a little, not being able to use the facilities as you would like to will be worth it in the long run. So something else that I just saw recently with the police department, some initiative, I'm trying to think now. Maybe I wanted to ask you about. Of course, they're always out and patrolling and so forth. I can't remember what it was. So maybe.
Yeah, I know one thing we recently announced is that we're hiring 3 new officers to be able to help support this new program that we're doing with the county called Avert.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And so it's a partnership with the county executive's office, our county sheriff, the DA's office, Kingston Police Department, and some of our other local police agencies to be able to have a group of folks whose main job it is to just disrupt young men and women under the age of 24, 25 from using an illegal weapon. Because we know that there are folks out there, young people, that have had access to weapons, that have a weapon. We generally think we know who some of these people are. They thankfully haven't used them yet in any crime, and so we want to be able to get to those people, get through neighbors, friends, family members, grandparents, to be able to, inject ourselves in a community-minded way to be able to make sure that that person doesn't make a bad choice. Because just even having an illegal weapon, can put you in jail for 10 plus years. And so we want to be able to just make sure that we do everything that we can so that our young people aren't shooting at each other or accidentally shooting themselves, or we've had all of these instances happen.
It's the violence and it's right in the paper. Shooting, the murder trial going on right now in our fair city. So.
And so hopefully with all of this community policing initiatives
Prevention
and
is-
all of this work that we're doing, this summer has been much better than 2020. Our officers have really tried to get out on the street. We really tried to put in more walking patrols. I was actually uptown yesterday with some of our zoning consultants. We're actually doing a whole new rezoning plan, so showing them around a little bit. And there goes one of our officers walking by, on foot, saying hello to people, interacting with people. And, that's kind of what we're trying to get back to. And but we also, at the same time, have had a lot of departures, a lot of retirements. And so at our upcoming police commission meeting, we're going to be hiring 9 new officers. So 9 out of 70, 3 is...
That's over 10%.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And we've had that. We've already, in the last year, hired an additional 7 or so.
Are there that many cadets or whatever in the pipeline moving forward?
Not as many as we would like. And so, we really are trying to encourage people that when these civil service tests come up, to take them and to really be able to, we want to hire local.
Sure.
And we want to hire diverse candidates. And so really we're just trying to, continually remind folks that, you need a high school diploma to be a Kingston police officer. We will train you. We'll send you to college to be able to get the credits that you need through the academy. We'd prefer it if you got the academy first, but that's not always possible. And so we are doing everything that we can to just try to emphasize that, policing is a tough job to get into. It's super stressful. But if you're really a community-minded individual that wants to help people here in Kingston, it's a great opportunity for you and your family. It's a great job. It pays well, great benefits. You can retire after 20 years.
There's a camaraderie that you achieve through very few other avenues. So
that's one of the things that, with all of our civil service jobs, this job market has made it really difficult.
It has.
To find folks. And I think we're going to see a lot of movement, I think, in city government with people coming and going. And it just makes it, it's great that there is such a strong job market, but it does make it hard for municipalities and others to stay competitive. Because we can't pay as much as other, for-profit, other nonprofit entities, and that's a challenge even for our kind of lowest wage workers. And so that's something that we're going to hope to try to figure out with the budget process is how to, keep people here working in their community and doing the great work that they're doing.
Yeah, living wage or whatever you want to call it, it's difficult.
Especially with the rent increases that we've seen in Kingston and the housing increases.
Cost of living is always going up, and we all know about the tight housing market that we're in. It's almost we need more staff, employees, but there's nowhere for people to move in or to work. I'm having trouble articulating what I'm saying, but with more housing stock, more people can come to fill these jobs. I mean, you walk down Wall Street, restaurants, businesses. Every place is looking for help, and
absolutely,
it's across the board. Bus drivers, truck drivers, it's crazy.
The bus driver shortage right now is really a concern, and I know that the governor's reached out to the county clerks just to see if we could extend our CDL hours or make it convenient for individuals to take the bus driver, the written portion of the bus driver test so that they can then sit for the road test. There used to be a 12-day waiting period. They're going to waive that. It's really an issue. Now you have a son that gets on the bus every morning. Has it impacted here locally in our community?
Yeah, I mean, so my son goes to Miller now, and every day so far in the last 2 weeks, we've been getting, bus number 61 or 63 is 30 minutes late, 40 minutes late, because they've had to shorten the number of stops. And so there are more kids getting on, and so the routes are longer, and they've had to double up. Or so, for instance, on my son's bus, he's the last stop right at the end of Madison and Kierstead there, and we are there's 2 to a seat. The bus is full, and that's not the ideal. With COVID, they've been trying to
didn't want to do that.
They wanted 1 kid per seat, and it's not possible. With the current shortage of bus drivers and. So it's one of those things where, again, once you have your CDL, like, it's a great job for someone, but I think that's there was a part of me, I still have my CDL, and I was like, maybe I should help.
I know.
Could I fit in a bus run in the morning prior to going to work?
That feeling, right? That, oh my gosh, you do. And it's terrible, and it's statewide. Yeah.
Lifeguards too.
Lifeguards this summer. A lot of pools were not open.
Next summer, or this winter, I'm going to get my lifeguard certificate. So next summer, why not fill in a few hours here and there? I think that's a great opportunity for perhaps not seniors, but adults. Why not? If you sit around Saturday sun tanning for 4 hours on a lifeguard shift, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So
what else is coming up with this fall?
So I mean, I think
paving's done for the year.
Nope, we still got some more paving to do. So we've actually got more sections of Beale Street that we're going to be doing. Block Park is going to get paved.
Nice.
So we're going to.
You've paved section of Beale's nice.
Yeah, so we're going to finish the rest of Beale, and then be able.
How far out?
From, I think we currently need to do basically from Hudson Street by Block Park, or from, Hunter Street at Block Park out to Hudson. I think we've done from Hudson. I think we've done from Hudson to Wilbur already. And so that's the section that we're going to be working on. So that'll all be done. And I think we'll be heading, there are a couple more streets uptown that we're currently prepping. I think up Linderman and Navarra, I think.
Yeah, the bottom of Linderman, thank goodness.
Yeah, so I think I think we're going to go all the way up to.
Speaking of Beale, the bridge, the young woman that survived the fall, I don't know if it was a jump or accident, but oh my goodness. But any movement on the bridge? I know it's like...
Yep, the state has told us multiple times that they plan to, start construction next year. So we will see. They can't really do much work in the winter, so it would be a spring of 2022 for a couple of years. So we're not going to have the bridge.
Will that be part of the infrastructure? The money that's trickling down from federal to state and things like that. Is it infrastructure money?
So no, this one was actually in the state budget, and so this one is a member item that Kevin Cahill got to be able to repair the bridge. So I think it's upwards of $40 million to be able to fix the bridge, and it was initially 35, and now it's over 40. But we are hopeful that some of that infrastructure money that may come out of Congress and the Senate,
eventually,
will trickle down because there's just so much work between sewer lines, water lines, roadways, and also just making sure that one of the biggest issues, if you look around and you see a street that is not paved, it's probably because there's a sewer issue under the street. And it's not because we don't want to pave the street, it's because there's a sewer issue.
Yeah. I believe we have a caller on the air. Good morning, caller. You're on the air with the mayor.
Hi, good morning. I'm just curious if you've replaced Mark Brown, the fire chief in the city of Kingston, if that position has been filled.
So not yet. Mark's still with us. So his last day is coming up soon, and then after that we'll be announcing our kind of next steps. But yeah, Mark has served the fire department for 35 years, both as a volunteer and then as a paid professional, and he's really done such an amazing job. And we're going to be sad to see him go, and but that's still have a few more days. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thanks for the call. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
But it is true when you do wonder, since the pandemic, so many retirements, so many people moving on to other career choices and so forth. So during the pandemic, what happened there, because I even see in the county, and of course there was an initiative, incentive there with the early retirement, but with it you lose so much institutional knowledge, and it's wonderful that these young people are coming in, and they will be, the foundation of the organization for years to come, but it's difficult when you go through that transition, and you're seeing it in the city, we're seeing it in the county. Yeah. So, and it's just one other example with the fire chief leaving.
Yeah, there's no way to recreate that knowledge base and that relationship with so many people. So that's just their retirements are. I know they're happy, but they're also kind of bittersweet at the same time.
Well, hopefully in 2050, the people will be lamenting the
people that are coming in now.
It's a generational problem.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely.
Fire department's always going to be there, so.
Yeah.
An important job to do. And so, and so I think that, this fall, I just really encourage, Kingston residents to kind of get outside as best we can. It's who knows what the winter is going to look like, but I just really encourage people to get vaccinated if they haven't.
I know we're getting down or up to the top of the hour. Real quick, so things have changed a little down at City Hall. Everybody's required to wear. Can we just go over that a little bit?
Yeah, so we do ask everyone to wear a mask now when they're inside, and that follows the CDC recommendations of when folks are, inside. They should really be wearing those types of masks, and it's just a important safety precaution at this point. But really, if we could get our population to be more vaccinated, it will really help. I think we're up at 80%,
yes, we
right?
are 80% for 18 and over.
Which we're doing really well. And I know I'm excited for that 5 to 11-year-old group.
Yes.
I think that's will really help our young children in the community, and us parents who are super stressed all the time about that.
And teachers too.
Teachers, and so.
Right, absolutely. And you've gone back to virtual meetings?
We have gone back to virtual meetings at this time, and I think that's. I think a lot of people like that.
What's the time frame on the rest of the equipment installation?
Yeah, so part of the equipment is actually going to be in the next week or two for our conference room, kind of the smaller room. But one of the things that when we had to immediately go back to in-person meetings, we had those in the chamber, and we realized that the acoustics in that room are really hard to do. And so we actually redesigned the whole plan. And so we've actually now went out and bought the right equipment that we think to be able to handle that. And so it's going to be a couple more months. Everyone is buying equipment for their technological needs. So, but by the time January comes, and when that's at least the current time period that we're going to be remote till, it'll all be set up and ready to go.
Oh, good.
By
That's
January,
great.
for sure.
Fantastic. Well, Mayor, thank you so much, as always. We love having you on. Yeah, so we appreciate it. And we look forward to really enjoying the next month here in Uptown and down on the Strand in the city of Kingston.
Lots to do.
All right, excellent.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
sir.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Be well.
All right, Dan.
Thank you, Nina Postupack, Cameron Rylance, and a very, very special thanks to Mayor Steve Noble for updating us on everything Kingston. Kingston Community Radio, WGHQ, AM 920, 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. And this is Tuesday, September 21st, 55 degrees here in Uptown Kingston. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union. And their main office is at 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston. We'll be right back after these messages.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
Long ago, you wouldn't think of galloping on a horse while doing calligraphy, and you wouldn't have attempted to ride your bike while typing a letter. Yet you think you can safely operate a multi-ton vehicle while texting? Behind the wheel is no place to multitask. If you want to BRB, drive now and text later. Lives depend on it.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
Hi, this is Dina Roy from Hurley, and I support the Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And we're back. You're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, WGHQ. And this upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Robert Baum Commercial Realty, located at 79 St. James Street, Kingston, New York. Visit rgbaum.com for more information. And a little bit about our weather and forecast for the next few days. We've got some sun this morning with increasing clouds later in the afternoon with a high of 76 today. And cloudy skies this evening with a 30% chance of rain. A few showers developing late with a low of 63 for Tuesday night. Wednesday, cloudy with occasional rain showers, about a 40% chance of rain showers with a high of 78 on Wednesday, and then Wednesday night, overcast with rain showers at times, got a 50% chance of rain and a low of 68 Wednesday night. Thursday, we're not going to get around it. It's an 80% chance of rain in the morning, evolving into more steady rain in the afternoon, a high of 72 for Thursday. And Thursday night, periods of rain, 100% chance of rain, and a low of 60. And there you have it. And let's get back to the on-air studio with Cameron Rylance and Nina Postupack and our new guest. Welcome back.
And we are back.
We are back.
Tuesday,
Yes.
8 o'clock.
Oh,
And
birthday
let's
time.
see if we have any birthdays. We do. We have one birthday today. So, would you like to read it or want me to?
Oh, Cameron, you
Go
could
right
do the
ahead.
honors.
All right. Sounds like a fellow Pole. So Tuesday, September 21st, for the Boyce Brothers Dairy Milk House Cow Pie birthday giveaway, I want to wish and say congratulations to Betty Draminsky from your friends at the Town of Ulster Senior Club. Congratulations.
Happy birthday.
Betty, go see our fine friends at the Boyce Brothers Dairy Milk House at 62 O'Neill Street. claim your cow pie, load up on all your other dairy needs, and get a nice big cone, a soft serve, and enjoy it because it's going to be a sunshiny day today. Good day for ice cream.
It is. Beautiful day for ice cream.
And so send on those announcements. P.O. Box 4364, Kingston, New York, 12402. Call them in, email them, MyKCR. Get us the info so you can win a cow pie.
There you go.
So, joining us in the studio, live and in person, Bill Forte. Good morning, Bill. Welcome back.
Morning.
So, we're just talking off the air a little bit about some of the difficulties you're having with the the honorarium banners.
Banners,
Yeah.
right. In the past 2 times we did it, we would send an order in, and within 2 weeks, banners were coming back, ready to be hung. Now it's taking twice as long. And not knowing this was going to be the case, I had help all lined up, and now we're sitting around twiddling our thumbs, watching every day to see if the FedEx guy's bringing more banners.
Yeah, it's so
I
hard.
did get a notice last night that the delivery's due today, but that's only one of 3 I'm waiting on. So,
Well, do what you can.
Yeah.
Get done, get them done.
and then we got, rain the next 3 days?
Yeah.
We do.
That doesn't help us at all.
No.
But we're getting them up.
Yes, I said,
Slowly but surely.
I saw Bill before we came on the air, and I saw him last week up on the ladder, and I was going to beat my horn, and I said, no, they're working
Yeah,
too hard there. I don't want
don't
to
distract
disrupt
them.
anything. So
Distract them.
I believe it was over by Academy Green that you were hanging them? Yes.
And that's where we're going to start again today,
Right,
on
okay.
the other side of the street.
Yeah, that's where I saw you. And let me tell you something. It's not an easy job to hang those banners.
No, it isn't.
It's a 2-man process, right? And you were up on the ladder, I believe, and somebody was yes, okay.
Bill Bittner.
Okay, yeah, right. Bill was handing something up to you when I saw you, yes. Yeah.
We use an odd thing for that, for handing stuff up. It's a snake stick.
Yeah, like a,
You know what a snake stick
A grabber,
is.
a reacher, grabber thing, yep.
Well, this thing is about 3 foot long, and he can grab whatever and reach up and hand it to me.
That's good.
Works nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's walking up and down the ladder 20 times, that's for sure.
Sometimes you have to be creative when you're doing those projects,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I just want to say, last night we had our monthly House Committee meeting at the Elks Lodge, and we unanimously voted to do again, I believe this will be the 3rd year in a row, on Veterans Day, a complimentary drive-through meal, spaghetti and meatball meal, at the Elks Lodge, Kingston Elks Lodge. As it gets a little closer, I'll give you a reservation number. We require reservations, 100. We're capping out at 100. So yeah,
That's fantastic.
Thursday. It's a Thursday
Yeah.
this year. I know,
Right.
Veterans
Veterans
Day's
Day is on Thursday.
We'll be having our annual ceremony at the Common Council Chambers at City Hall, which will be open to the public. And
Good. I know Frank Guido usually has a complimentary
Right.
meal for veterans and spouses and friends.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, I was very happy to support, decide to support that again this year. So we'll be getting that info.
Yeah, and the Veterans Day ceremony that you have is normally at the Common Council chamber inside, and then I know the summer one, Memorial Day is held all outside, but at the end, you do
we
go outside,
on the
right?
front. We have the rifle salute and the playing of taps. We used to do it outside, but we got rained on or snowed on,
So
or it
cold,
was
yes.
so bitter cold, we never knew what to expect.
Yeah.
Which is odd for that. It's just early November.
Right.
But in the end, we said, we'll do this inside. And the attendance has always been good.
Yes. Yeah, no. I have to say, I think it was better, because I remember both,
Yeah.
and I think it's better inside,
Yeah.
and then just doing the taps and the salute outside, because you're absolutely right. The weather's always been very iffy that time of year. Memorial Day is fine. There's no
Yeah.
issues there.
The only thing we worry about there is 85, 90-degree temperatures.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true.
Now, how is the capital plan going for the uniforms for the honor guard?
We're about, I want to say, just about 2/3 of the way
That's
towards our
great.
goal.
Fantastic.
I'm happy to say 2 organizations, the Elks and the Kiwanis Club, have all agreed to send you checks.
Right.
So
Oh,
I haven't
that's
gotten them
nice.
yet, but we've both.
I got one of them.
I know, but we both agreed to. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah, absolutely.
We ran into one little glitch that's amusing. First off, let me say that the Marine Corps, the Navy, have had the same basic dress uniform for over 100 years. The Air Force has had the same basic dress uniform since their inception in 1947. Since World War II, the Army's changed 4 or 5 times.
Oh, is that interesting?
You got to wonder why.
Yeah. Well.
But in taking guys down to West Point, getting them fitted for the uniforms, the sizes are out of this world. One guy goes down there, and the woman says, if you wear a size 32 waist in your jeans, something I haven't seen in years, the uniform will be the same. Maybe one size. He wound up with a 38 waist. The sizes make no sense at all. But what got real amusing was you get a size 44. The belt that goes to the trousers only goes up to 44 inches in length. And if your waist is 44, you actually need a 46 or 48.
Yeah.
Because you got to attach the buckle, it's got to go through it.
Yeah.
Right.
But they don't have them that big. Now, there's a couple of linebackers on the West Point football team that are going to be in trouble.
Yeah. Can't make uniform.
And we don't know if they can be special ordered or what the devil are going to do.
Put a little extender in the back. You cut it and put a little thing.
But they're selling pants that they don't have belts to fit.
Yeah,
it's
snafu, right?
Yeah.
We'll work around that, though.
Isn't that typical Army mess up or something?
That's typical military mess up.
Yeah, there you
Now,
go.
speaking of that, I saw a buddy of mine's Marine, Navy, for the Navy football team.
Right.
They broke out the uniform honoring the Marine Corps. Did you see that? They had a blood stripe on the pants. Looks pretty cool.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, they changed it. I guess they're going to wear it in certain games this year. Wow, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, that is.
I was born on West Point, lived there as a child, was stationed there twice, and retired from there, and I only saw 2 football games.
Really?
Really? Why? Well, I got a bunch of questions.
I get as far as I can from West Point on a football Saturday.
Oh, there you go.
When you live there and you're part of
I
the...
remember way back in the day when it was open, now with the...
You've got all you can do to leave your own house.
Yeah, it was so busy.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Oh, Army games are great. So
Yeah,
how,
they are.
I don't want to say how you were born there. What circumstances led to you being born there?
My father was in the band at West Point. Oh. And my older sister, an older brother, myself, and 2 younger brothers were all born there.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, that is.
I was stationed overseas during my first enlistment. And my enlistment was drawn to a close. And I got orders from overseas signing me to West Point. I said, how good is it? I didn't ask for it.
Oh, my gosh. So back home, that's...
For what? I mean, you were active, obviously.
Yeah, active Army, regular Army.
What were you stationed there for?
I wound up working in the 1st Battalion, 1st Infantry, in their S3, which is training and operations. And
That's great.
I get there, and some of the people I knew as a kid are still around.
That's cool.
My father had just retired 6 months prior. So I get there, and I said, what the heck, I'm home. So I re-enlisted. 3 years later, my enlistment's up again, and they had no notice to move me. So I re-enlisted. I stayed there 5 years.
At West Point?
At West Point. Then I went overseas again. And then it started a yo-yo effect. Overseas, back to the States, overseas, and just...
That's amazing.
How long was your military career?
21 years.
Wow. Huh.
I went in during Vietnam, and I got out I got out right after Desert Storm. I was due to retire December of 1990, and 5 days from my retirement date, I got notified that our unit was being deployed, and my retirement was out the window. I'd been involuntarily extended.
Oh, really?
It wasn't until the following spring,
So
actually on Memorial Day of 91.
Extra 6 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. And then shipped right back. Here you are.
So that had to be interesting growing up. How old were you when you lived on the grounds of West Point?
From birth till, I guess, close to 5 years old.
Oh, okay. So yeah, yeah.
There was a constant contact down there.
Sure.
I still know there were people from this local area that were in the band down at West Point also. Tony Mitza from Saugerties.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Tony was in there with my father.
Okay.
There's another man, Tom Martin, lives out in around Sampsonville. He worked for Barcone's music store as an instrument repairman. Okay. And he was also a musician.
They were all in the Army at the time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My father originally went in, he was in the Army Air Corps during World War II. And I always wondered why he was an aerial gunner. And he had gunner's wings, but he never wore them until he retired. I don't know why.
Huh. Painful memories, or who knows?
I don't know.
Huh.
But I know he went in at 16.
Oh, he's
He was a sergeant at 16, and he was teaching aerial gunnery. He was when it came to marksmanship of any kind, he was very good. And then they found out his age.
What was the Army Air Corps flying? Were they like B-17s or whatever? Or
During the war, the B-17s, B-24s, and...
So big bombers. Huh.
They had the smaller...
That was before the Air Force, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes, okay.
Yeah, the
Air
Air
before
Force...
the Navy had planes. Well, no, the Navy
had them.
They had carriers, too.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind. We had carriers, yeah.
But I received a thing, you know the name Tony Sikoria?
Oh, sure. Yes, I remember.
He sent me an email last night. We're related.
Okay.
And he's been digging into our family's background. And he sent me an email last night that just flipped me over. Some of the relatives on my grandmother's side, as well as my grandfather's side, that had served in the military. And then we had a couple of uncles, 5 uncles came over from Italy, and they got in the trucking business. And they had a fleet, I think, 16 trucks.
Oh, wow.
And they were running liquor from Canada to the United States.
Oh, during Prohibition?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they got caught and lost everything.
Huh.
Oh,
It's really amazing once you start doing some research on family history, what you can find out. That's for sure.
I love history. The house Tony grew up in out in Sauk Hill, by the Sauk Hill Trailer Park across, there's a stone house.
Yes, yes.
Would have been his grandmother. Had a little breakfast place there that people would stop in for breakfast. And she had a lot of mason jars sitting around, if you know what I mean. There were pipes that went up the side of Hallahan Hill whenever they were cooking off a batch.
Really?
So the steam and stuff was up there.
Huh.
And
That's
the
pretty
local
cool.
constables were frequently in there, not to make arrests either.
Yeah, right. To enjoy some of the yes.
But back then, you did what you had to for your family.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Little,
Yeah, very true.
Moonshine goes.
Never hurt anybody.
Well, heck, they had the secret underground beer pipeline in Kingston.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That wasn't Barman Brew, whatever brewery that was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Now, what's going on with the fall? Any events coming up, or?
We just had our Veteran of the Year dinner.
Oh, how did that? Yes.
Well, tell us.
We honored Bert Vandermark and Andy Keene. Andy passed away a while back, but the two of us came to our veterans organization several years back, and they were a godsend. They helped in so many ways. Anything that they could do, they were asked to do, or they saw needed to be done, they were into it. And Bert is continued to be one of our main guys on our honor guard. He's had some medical issues recently, but we're hoping he's coming along just fine, and we'll see him back soon. We mentioned Veterans Day coming up on the 11th of November, as always. We will be able to do our fundraising this year. Great. We haven't been able to do it because of COVID in the past.
Sure.
What is that normally?
We usually have a coin drop
Okay.
out at Adams or something,
Okay.
but the money we get is what we operate off of.
Yeah.
And we've been working on the Veterans Monument on Clifton Avenue with a globe.
Yep.
We had an artist that was going to redo the globe. He started it, and we hadn't seen anything happen for the last 2 months.
Oh.
He says to me, by Saturday we should see results. He has a stencil to put on there of the continents. That was always the hardest part, of getting him in proportion, and he seems to have a system.
What's the history of that monument, Bill?
The monument had been down on Foxhall Avenue someplace, I understand.
Okay.
The original globe was screened with cement around it, and it got busted up. One of our members, and I hesitate to mention his name, he's that modest, but he bought that current one. It's a navigational buoy.
Oh.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's metal or fiberglass?
Metal. He went online, he bought it, had it installed up there with that brick base that it's on, and I don't think they're going to break that one easy. I think you could beat it with a hammer. And
Yeah, well, bouncing off ships. That's brilliant.
we acquired 2 benches from the city that had been down at the Visitors Info Center. The slats of wood were rotted and cracked, but the ends were solid. This same guy, interestingly enough, that bought the buoy, I brought them to him. He's going to sandblast them down and repaint them. And we're looking at getting some of that composite material they use for decking.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
make that.
yeah.
And we want to put them at the monument facing in from the street. And,
One word of caution, that stuff's pretty flexible. It'll sag over it. It's not very rigid.
there's 2 types of it. One, it's solid top and bottom. Then there's another one that's got little flutes on the bottom, which adds strength.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah.
And
So I know for like porches, you have to have,
Yeah.
16-inch. You can't go 24-inch.
the hardest part's going to be fixing them to the ground. That whole triangle at that monument is up and down. It's a mess. To correct it, you'd have to rip everything out and start all over. So we're going to have to bust through the blacktop, pour concrete footings to affix the benches to. And that's our project for this next
You
year.
don't want them walking away.
Yeah. The ends, they've got to be 100 pounds each.
Oh, my
Like
gosh.
Cast iron?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Nice.
And yeah, we asked the city what they might have, and fortunately, they had those available. Because we didn't have we start looking into benches. Them darn things cost a lot of money.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, $1,000.
And a place like that, you can't put something cheap.
Yeah, no, you need industrial, municipal strength stuff.
So he's going to put a stencil around the globe. Is that the
Yeah.
thought? And it'll show all the continents on the stencil. Oh, so and he's saying he's going to do that in the next week or so.
He told me he should have something done by the weekend.
Great.
I don't know if he saw the weather report, though.
Yeah, right, yeah. So,
Maybe
yeah.
out there today, who knows?
Yeah, you never know. Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
it's going to be difficult because everything has to be proportional. So
Oh, yeah, I agree.
you'd have to figure out the size of the buoy, which wouldn't be hard, but then scale it to make, with computers and
Yeah.
design software. I'm sure it's doable.
Right now, if anybody out there is interested in joining our honor guard, we're sure looking for people.
Now, can they get in touch with you or the guard?
They can get in touch with me I'll give you phone number 845-399-0414. If you're a veteran, if you served at all, and you've got the time, we do sometimes 3 or 4 funerals a week. If you could make 1 or 2 of them, even.
Sure.
Anything that would help. And the banners we're working on, same phone number. The last order is going to go in on Thursday. If you're still interested and you haven't applied for one of the banners yet, you can call me, 845-399-0414, and I'll make arrangements that we get the application and the picture and everything taken care of. A lot of this can be done online, and
Don't delay.
but that'll be the last order. We're looking at about 160 banners this time. The last 2 times, we did 309 the last time and 300 the first time. We just haven't had the interest we did.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have done it a couple times, and
Right, sure.
certain places that we have banners now, we're going to eliminate. I think one of them's going to be on Washington Avenue by Hurley Avenue there.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
By the bank?
Well, there's only one or two in that area anyway, but those trees, that's one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
They're right up there to the road. The section on Broadway where it curves around from Brook Funeral Home
Yeah.
down to St. Mary's,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 we'll probably eliminate that area.
That's a difficult area just to hang them at.
It's difficult to drive past there around that turn and look at them.
Yes, yeah, so between the two, that would make sense, yeah.
We've never put any by that where the roundabout is or when it was just an intersection. We
Right.
never put them there because we felt it was a distraction to the drivers.
I agree,
In an intersection, they need to be paying attention to other things.
right.
So,
It's good when you put them on the street, like the Broadway corridor, things of that nature, then,
Broadway has been a nightmare.
oh yeah,
Wow,
I can imagine
yeah,
now
well,
with all the
work, yeah.
construction and
The
everything.
banners or the new poles are not good for banners at all. I don't care how you do it. You need 14 foot from the road surface. And I think I measured 11 foot 4 inches
Oh, so
from the
that's
road surface to
considerably
the bottom rung on those poles. So, the other thing is, even when we had them there, they were constantly being hit by delivery trucks.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
were So high in the air, you couldn't see them.
You mentioned Frank Guido. We put one up special for him right in front of Little Italy. He's done so much,
He
not
has.
just for veterans, but for the community.
community.
You can't thank this man enough. And it's even if you do, you go up and thank Frank. He turns around and he'll do something.
Right,
behind.
you're exactly right. That's very true, Bill. You're absolutely right. You're thanking him, and in the next breath, he's doing something else for you.
Is it a relative of his that you put up there, or
4 uncles.
Oh wow!
The first time we had done it, I think we put the Guido brothers. This time we put their individual names.
Yeah, that's really nice. Very nice. Yeah, he's very supportive of the veterans, of the community, of everyone. Yeah,
He is.
absolutely. Yeah, and just like you said, every Veterans Day,
Yeah,
he does
opens
the
up his
free
restaurant
meal.
for
Yes,
big
for
complimentary
veterans. Yeah.
Maybe recall a couple of years ago, we did a dinner. I got together with Ward Todd and we did a surprise dinner for Frank.
Oh, I remember that. Yes, yes.
And I truly think it was a surprise.
I do too. I think so.
He came there thinking it was his brother-in-law's birthday or something. He even went out and got him a card.
Yeah. But that's great that you were able to do that.
And
Yes,
there
and he
were a
was
lot
so
of people-
moved by it. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, he was very moved.
There were a lot of people that said, well, we didn't know. Because it was a surprise, it had to all be word of mouth.
Yeah,
We didn't
right.
advertise. And he knows so darn many people.
Yeah, someone's gonna slip up somewhere.
Right.
We got his son and his wife involved in it, and that helped us quite a bit.
Over his eyes a little bit. That's good. Yeah, I remember.
That was great. That was very good. So, Bill, why don't we give a little contact information before we have to go? Yeah, your number, and so forth.
Speaking on the banners again, as we take these banners down, they'll be available at the American Legion on Broadway. American Legion usually opens up around noontime, and if you go in there by the bar, they'll direct you. There's a room just off the bar where they'll be laid out. There's only a few there now. Possibly by the end of today, there's going to be a lot more.
Hopefully, right?
We still have banners that went up 7 years ago that we've taken down that haven't been claimed. We're going to start bringing them down. I would say by next week, most of them will be there. Little advice would be is if you notice your banner is down, it's probably there.
Come to the American Legion.
It's still up, obviously. You know.
Not there, yeah.
Noontime and anytime afternoon.
As we get the new ones to put up, we're taking the old down. And so, if you're interested in joining the Honor Guard, or if you're interested in putting up a banner, again, my phone number is 845-399-0414.
If someone wants to join quickly the American Legion or the VFW, how do they go about doing that?
They can either place, they can pick up an application.
Okay.
They can get information on their meeting nights.
And what's the criteria, Bill, to join?
It varies. The VFW, you have to have received a
honorable discharge?
No, a combat ribbon.
Oh,
that
you have to
served
served in.
Yes.
Yes.
A foreign thing.
Yeah, a foreign war.
American Legion, you had to have served, well, since they changed the rules a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Just about anybody that served since World War II, I think, can join.
Oh, all right. Great.
I don't have the exact criteria,
Right.
but
So that's for veterans only? American Legion's for veterans only?
there is a Sons of the Legion.
Oh,
If your
okay.
father, mother, grandfather, grandmother had served, you can join the Sons of the Legion, which is similar to an auxiliary. But they
Right.
do things to support the post. And there's an auxiliary also, same type at the VFW. And we don't see a lot of younger people joining. It would be nice if they did.
Sure.
But
Definitely.
membership is down. Over the last 15, 20 years, we've lost an awful lot of most of our World War II veterans and a good number of the Korean War veterans.
So if you have a dad who served in the Korean War, you could join as sons.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Or
More
daughters.
than glad to have you there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Support
Yeah.
the services.
That's great to know. I never realized that.
Well, Bill, we're at the bottom of the hour, and we got to go. We got to go to break.
Okay.
So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Good luck with the banners. And we'll
See you next month.
Yep.
All right. All right, Dan.
Thank you, Nina Postupack, Cameron Rylance, and a very, very special thanks to Bill Forte for coming in today. And you are here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920, 92.5 FM, WGHQ, and our live streaming on mykcr.org. Tuesday, September 21st, 55 degrees right now here in uptown Kingston. And by 9 o'clock, it'll probably be about 57 degrees. Now, this last portion of Kingston Community Radio has been brought to you by Robert Baum Commercial Realty, located at 79 St. James Street, Kingston, New York. Visit rgbaum.com for more information. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
Long ago, you wouldn't think of galloping on a horse while doing calligraphy, and you wouldn't have attempted to ride your bike while typing a letter. Yet you think you can safely operate a multi-ton vehicle while texting? Behind the wheel is no place to multitask. If you want to BRB, drive now and text later. Lives depend on it.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
Hi, this is Diane Eastwick from Athens, New York, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And we're back. You're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. And the weather and forecast one more time for Kingston and the surrounding areas. We're going to looking at a nice sunny day today with increasing clouds later this afternoon. A high of 76 and cloudy skies this evening. A few showers developing late. We've got a 30% chance of that with a low of 63. And Wednesday, cloudy with occasional rain showers. A high of 78. And that's a 40% chance of rain for Wednesday. And Wednesday night, overcast with rain showers at times. low of 68. We got a 50% chance of rain on Wednesday and Thursday. Rain showers in the morning, evolving into more steady rain in the afternoon with an 80% chance of rain, high 72. And Thursday night, periods of rain. It's a 100% chance of rain on Thursday night. So we're not going to miss that. Low near 60 degrees on Thursday night. And let's get back to the on-air studio with Nina Postupack and Cameron Rylance. Welcome back.
We're back.
We
for the
are
home
back.
stretch.
Yes. And normally this is Christine Hine and People's Place's half hour. And she fills us in at what's happening. And that's such a busy place. Every time you turn around, there's a new initiative, something new going on. And Dan, you're part of the Wellness Center. Maybe you could speak a little bit about what's going on there.
We've got,
amazing.
yes. Let me just go back a little bit.
You're doing a whole presentation on sound, right?
Right. The workshop that I have is called The Power of Sound. And we basically stretch the entire spectrum of, if you can use that term, the sound spectrum of everything from, basically the experiential aspects of what sound is and what that perception means to us. First of all, we do a number of various things. During the workshop, we'll pass the talking stick, for instance, and everyone gets a chance to share with everyone in the workshop what has been in the past week an extraordinary sound experience. Sometimes it's sounds of nature. Sometimes it's a way of hearing. It's a certain kind of music or something like that, or something that they were able to perform or things like that. So that is shared, among about 10 people in the workshop. And we go from there to a kind of in air quotes, lesson, something about sound that might not have been really obvious. How sound travels in the air, what's affecting us in regard to sound, could be hearing protection, these kinds of things that may not be obvious, and that is revealing, and it's a take-home when it comes to how you approach, how much sound you're allowing yourself to get, how loud things are, why they're loud, why they're soft, why you can't hear this, different relationships between sounds and things like that. And then basically it's I'm drawing on the decades of years that I taught recording and acoustics and things like that in regard to just kind of opening up the kind of revelations of of how sound behaves, because we don't see it. We it's not as tangible as our visuals. So a lot of it's a mystery to most people. A lot of it, a lot of what's going on acoustically, how sound travels, what sound waves are, and even the word sound wave is kind of a misnomer. It's not really a wave in a way. It's push-pull of molecules in the air, for instance, that kind of a thing. And so we're not, we're in the process of revealing aspects of sound at the same time as discovering and working with this huge new kind of area of education, which is sound healing. And we're investigating and looking into that, which has to do with bringing some guests in that are well known as sound healers, like Leah Garnier from Sage Academy and people like that that'll be coming in next month. So it not only is it just understanding what the science of sound is, but it's also understanding what it's how it's being used, and it's actually being used and being discovered more and more in regard to healing. Physical healing.
Therapy, yeah.
Yes, therapies.
Relaxation. Children that have, variety of neurological disorders respond to music and tones. It's pretty cool stuff. And, it's almost
you can get reoriented if you're suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's. Music reorients,
triggers memories
incredibly.
And,
incredibly. Those sequences of melodies and things like that have a huge bearing on keeping our cool as we're aging.
Yeah, and how sound affects you. How many times things are happening in the background and you're not even paying attention to the sound, and then all of a sudden you realize whether it's music in the background or people, co-workers talking, that chatter that just as you hear, but you're not really listening to what they're saying.
Absolutely, it's
fascinating.
How
sound can really affect you. Like I like to have the radio on in my car, right, listen to the music, but when I get out of the office every night, I have to turn that radio off because I need that silence for those few minutes when I'm driving home.
Yeah, it's interesting. At work, it's a big empty camp, buildings and everything.
You're looking for sound.
Yeah, I have to have a radio because, if you're in a room, even like in your own home, here painting, for instance, you're working and all of a sudden you say quiet, and then you start thinking about how quiet it is, and it gets me almost a little anxious.
Yes.
And it's like, it makes time seem slower. It's odd. Just like you said, a radio on, just some sort of ambient noise makes things seem more normal.
Yes.
Absolute silence, which really only occurs in a man-made environment. Absolute
You can
silence.
feel it.
Absolute silence is called an anechoic chamber. No reflections whatsoever. We have reflections around us all the time. We're like you said, Nina. We're usually not cognizant of it. We all, just like our eyes, we have a tendency to focus on the sounds that we're, paying attention to or that matter to us, whether it's for survival or for, communication and things like that. But there's an enormous amount of sound that's going on around us that we're absolutely not aware of. If you recorded exactly what we're doing right now and listen back to it, you'd be hearing a lot of different things. It would give you an opportunity to hear a lot of different things that are going on that we're not actually aware of at the moment because we're focusing on, the exact words that we're saying to each other and things like that. So we're not hearing the reverb that's actually incredibly live in both of our spaces here, and any background sounds that are going on, as you say, So the first take-home for the workshop really is about that. It's really about opening up your ears and understanding and hearing what's actually going on in your life.
Those I've been in a couple high-end recording studios, musicians where, they're acoustically dead. And when you're talking to someone, it's weird. It's like you said, the reverb that's not there. It's almost
in a vocal booth, for instance, it's almost anechoic.
Yeah, it's it's kind of odd to hear. Yeah. It just sounds different. It's
right,
weird.
right. Your voice,
like
everything.
you were saying, Cam, like what you were saying, the nature of silence. Okay, we don't like silence. And in an anechoic chamber, which is absolutely 100% no sound at all coming in or going out, and everything that's happening inside that room is literally getting absorbed before you hear it again, before it bounces off of something. And that kind of room, if you sit in there and meditate for a little while, just close your eyes and peace out for a few minutes. It's very, very, you go through a whole bunch of different stages. And first of all, before too long, you actually hear your own body functions, whatever they are.
Yeah, gurgling.
It's your breathing. Yeah. It's your breathing. It's your heartbeat. It's the actual pulse of the blood circulating through your body. And things like that. It's very, very, very intriguing because of two things. Number one, there's nothing else there. Number two, your ears are reaching out for sound.
Yeah, I believe it.
I don't know if I would like that.
No, it's just like
I gotta be
background,
honest with you. I don't think
like
I would
those
like that.
flotation chambers.
It's disconcerting.
I wouldn't do well in
it's
that,
like an
I don't
isolation chamber.
Yeah.
Exactly, it is. It's
Yeah.
like a desensitizing chamber.
For years, like in the movie business, like it's called the Foley mixer. It was a sound guy who, like in a movie, when you're watching it and they enter a room, you don't hear it, but the click of the door handle or the noise of a light switch. And I saw this one document. That's how I knew what a Foley mixer is, like a documentary about film. And they showed a clip without all like the shuffle of carpet or papers when someone's sitting at a desk. They showed the same clip of a movie
without all
with
those
only
sounds.
like the
With and
dialogue,
without, yes, right.
and without the background. And it was like what? It was weird. Like you couldn't watch a whole movie like that. It was
One scene can easily have 80 tracks of sound effects.
Yeah, it's crazy.
One scene.
Yeah,
one scene.
it's neat.
Easily. And they're all on separate tracks, and you're balancing
Mixed,
them
yeah.
to make it fit the picture.
Yeah.
To make it fit the
someone opens a drawer.
perspective and everything of the picture.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an extraordinary art is doing Foley.
Yeah, it's cool.
A Foley studio that is regularly running and doing Foleys. The studio will be about as big as what we have here, which is about a 10 by 12, 10 by 14 control room. You'd be the control room. This would be the Foley room because it would be bigger. This is about 20 by 20 in here, okay? So, but the rest of the building would be storage. Just for car doors, things that crank, things that move, things that make weird noises
Boxes
and
full
things
of
like
gravel
that.
to walk on. And,
Absolutely, yeah. And then you have these Foley pits, which is a lot of, like a lot of Foley is done. And in fact, one of the professions for Foley is a Foley walker. And the Foley walker is doing all the footsteps.
Yeah, but they have to
for
match
the entire
gait
movie.
of James Bond running down the parking lot or across the
Absolutely.
roof to the helicopter.
And what is he running on? What's he running on? Is it asphalt?
Yeah.
Right.
And then it changes to metal, and then he's on a roof.
The background
and things like
noise
that. So
in a restaurant scene.
fascinating.
The talking,
Yeah,
glasses,
absolutely.
clanking,
yes.
and the whoosh of the doors.
So all those kinds of
opening.
things are in a Foley,
Yeah, it's really
Foley
cool.
studio. You got a pick list of stuff to do in a Foley room, and that laundry list of stuff you grab for the session of the day. You're going to do a scene for that day, and it might take you the entire day to just get all the sounds put together for that scene for that day, and you've got a whole inventory of stuff that you bring into the studio for that day, and then it's done.
You don't think about that when you're watching the movie, right?
Yeah,
What
you
it
want-
entails.
That's why movies
shouldn't.
cost $10 million to make, or $100 million.
You shouldn't have to think about it, because if it's flowing by and you're just engaged in the movie, then the Foley work was done.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
it was done properly.
That's true.
Yeah, if you don't notice it, it's a good job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's also true with the music too. Ultimately, our life, our life soundtrack is full of music. So it's pretty natural for us to be hearing music in times that are enhancing a certain scene or something like that. A huge, Buddha, 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 Buddha. It's an exciting scene, and then.
Builds
it's a
tension,
very,
car chase scene.
Absolutely, the music is the soundtrack of our life, and we don't mind hearing it because otherwise it's kind of happening anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the Star Wars theme.
Yeah.
Everyone in the world knows dun 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 dun. Dun.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Opening bar.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a franchise thing.
And we know we're going to do some exploring.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's your how many weeks is that? Your presentation at the?
It's ongoing.
Okay.
I started with 8 sessions, and I'm just expanding that. So in the Wellness Empowerment Center, it says that there's actually a wrap up sometime in in October, but it's not. It's going on for in perpetuity.
And what days of the week are you there,
in perpetuity.
Dan?
I'm there. The Power of Sound workshop is at 11 o'clock every Thursday. Every Thursday. Every Thursday without
and people
fail.
can come.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's a great little crowd that we have right now, and we're really working off of what we've already done.
Seeing new faces or same people?
Yeah, no.
Great.
There's especially people that bring in new friends and things like that. That's kind of how it's growing.
Right.
And so that's the Power of Sound every Thursday at 11 o'clock at the Wellness Empowerment Center, right off of the Circle. You can see the sign every Thursday morning,
People's Place.
right in front of People's Place. It's right next door to the cafe door on the main thoroughfare.
Yes, if you're facing the
up in front
cafe,
of
to the right of the cafe, am I correct?
to the
there?
left of the cafe.
Yeah, to the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. And that's the Wellness Empowerment Center has an enormous amount of other programs too. Fitness fun for everyone, movement with meditation. That's just Wednesday, for instance. Yoga with Amy at 10. Movement with meditation at 12:30. And fitness fun for everyone at 1:30. And that's on a Wednesday. And then Thursday, the Power of Sound. And Friday is Understanding Credit. So
Financial
MHV,
Fridays, right?
Yeah, Financial Fridays, and that's MHVFCU who sponsors that. They come in and conduct that. And back again on, let's see, what do we have on Mondays?
Mondays are medical, aren't they? Medical?
No.
I know it's on this station.
Yeah, right.
They are
Medical
here. Yeah,
Mondays.
that's right. I'll just go back here. Okay. Mondays are they've changed a little bit, and you follow it online here. I'm on the Wellness Empowerment Center of peoplesplace.org.
There's a little something for everyone. So
Yeah, there
definitely
is.
look into it.
Identity theft on one of the Fridays. That was the subject of MHVFCU, identity theft. Again, yoga, Narcan training was one of the Wednesdays. So you follow it. And but definitely Thursdays at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, peoplesplace.org, right?
We're doing it.
Right.
All the info you need.
Peoplesplace.org. Just look at the Wellness Empowerment Center and an amazing amount of completely free workshops.
Yes, that's the key.
Meditation,
Free. It's all
yoga,
free.
other kinds of exercise. We'll be doing some Reiki as the year continues. My dear friend Maggie is a certified Reiki master, so she can teach
That's cool.
Reiki, which is another kind of massage, kind of.
But
more or less.
People's Place has a lot going on.
They do.
A lot going on.
They
A
absolutely
lot going
do.
on. That cafe is always great. Wonderful things. Most of the people that come to the Wellness Empowerment Center, I noticed that they gravitate toward the cafe
That's
for
good.
lunch afterwards.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's good.
Yeah.
Construction is
Yeah.
has wound
Yes.
down because that
And of
is-
course, the
poor,
store is just astounding. The store is beautiful. It's amazing what you can find for yourself and your family at the store for such a discount compared to what we buy online or what we buy from local stores. It's a wonderful resource.
And that's their huge. That's their biggest fundraising. Is the store. So
Yep, and things move like mad. It's nothing gets dusty.
No, it's a good place for Kiwanis Capers shopping when you need clothes.
There
for
you go.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Halloween's coming up.
And dressing as women or vice versa, you're gonna go buy.
Yeah.
You don't feel bad if I have to go buy a dress. I'd rather do it at People's Place than walk into Penny's or something buying a dress. It happens. I've been dressed as a lot of women in the capers.
Oh, sure
Yeah,
you
right.
have.
And
Trying on high heels looks a little odd when you're
So
in the retail
Kiwanis
store.
Capers has a good
Doesn't work
inventory
well.
of costumes by now?
Oh, yes. I got a big
Good.
chest up in the attic.
Excellent. Good.
It's the Capers chest.
Yeah.
Which is coming
Capers,
up,
Capers.
right? Kiwanis Capers, October 22, 23, 24.
Wow, that's right around the corner.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Rehearsal's
Oh, no, you're
starting in a
doing
couple weeks.
capers this year? or-
Yes,
Okay.
live capers at Bailey, our normal venue.
Great.
October 22, 23, 24, I believe is the
Are you going to give us a little
Wow,
sneak
okay.
preview as we get closer of what you're
definitely.
doing?
Well, Steve Klein was on a while ago, but yeah, we'll try to get him back next couple of weeks. We're running out of time. Better get him here quick. But
Yes.
it's Godbrother. It's a takeoff on The Godfather, original comedy work by
Okay,
Steve.
that's what we wanted to know. Is
Yep.
what was the theme?
It's the original, it's a gang. I'm not sure the era it takes place, whatever, but
Yep.
looks pretty neat. Speaking of gangsters, did you see the ads for the Sopranos movie, like the prequel to the Sopranos movie? The Saints of Brooklyn, I think it's called.
Yes.
But it's James Gandolfini's son is playing a
Yes.
young Tony Soprano.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I thought that would be,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like
And we were
Sopranos.
Sopranos, yes.
Yeah,
we
I
watched
like The
Sopranos.
Sopranos.
Yeah, we did too.
That
Yeah.
looks like a pretty good movie. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, we had a busy morning,
It
right,
was,
Karen?
did.
Yes. A lot of information.
and some
Oh,
more.
I have a real quick PSA.
Okay.
Today is the library board vote.
Yes.
So please, I think it's in
$1.22 million budget.
Yes. And you can, I think it's from 10 to 7 at the library. Today you can go and vote. So please cast your vote. There's also a slate of officers. There, see library. Where it says library there, Cameron?
Yeah. It doesn't say times.
All right, right there. Library. Hold on.
10 to 8. 10 a.m.
10
to
to
8
8.
p.m. at the library, 55 Franklin Street. It's a 900,000. Oh no, the tax levy's going up, unfortunately. But it's a $1.22 million budget.
And there's a slate of officers that are up for either first time or being reelected to the board. So, and gives you an opportunity to go into the library and see the library and visit Marjorie. And Ursula had a very great letter to the editor just recently in the Daily Freeman in regard to supporting your local library. And I thought it was excellent. She brought up a lot of great points about why you should support the library. So please go vote today for the budget and for the board.
It affects our tax dollars, our city. It's everything. So.
Absolutely, and they do such great work. And if you listen to Cameron and I on Terrific Tuesdays once a month, we hear about everything that they're doing, and it's phenomenal, right, Cameron?
Very busy.
Yeah.
Like things you don't think, like at tax time, people printing off
Right,
taxes.
tax forms. Printers in their
whatever,
homes
yes,
and things.
It's really amazing when you see how many different people use it for so many different purposes.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
It's not just a library anymore.
Yeah, and you can borrow.
It's
you can borrow tools to garden with.
Community Resource Center.
Absolutely.
Very good.
They are
Dan.
they are libraries, of course, because that's how they've grown up, and that's how we fund them. But they're community resource centers.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
and anyone
very-
that's
for
had a
every
child
age.
at Super Saturdays, that's
Fantastic.
worth its weight in gold right there. Those Super Saturday programs.
Yeah, absolutely. And for every age, right, Cameron? From, young teens to adults and
Toddler
seniors.
reading programs.
Yeah.
And, the teen group, and they do film. Film.
Yes.
Editing and the teen group. Yeah.
Yeah, film
very,
series,
very active, so.
yeah.
Absolutely amazing. All right, well, Dan's giving us the 1 minute
About a minute.
mark.
You gotta
Yes.
run, right?
I have to
So
run.
You gotta run. You run. So-
Okay, and we wish everybody a terrific Tuesday.
So
and-
Kiwanis Elks Garage Sale this next Saturday, October 2nd.
Oh, wow.
It's busy October. Garlic Festival, the Uptown Festival, just found out about. So
wonderful time of year.
October 2nd. Let's pray for good weather.
Bye, Nina.
Yeah, because there's a lot on the line.
Yep.
With the Garlic Festival.
That's
100,000
wonderful
people
that
there.
it's
You don't want rain on them. So
no, it's wonderful that it's occurring this year, as was the Huli, which was just beautiful.
Yeah.
Just
You know what?
astounding.
Did you ever hear
I was in tears just being at a seat in front of one of the great Irish bands, and how watching the kids dance.
Everyone having a good
in front,
time. Yeah.
People having a good time, having a good Guinness. I was in tears. Just because we've been through so much, and there's been so much suffering and so much death, and it was just wonderful that that we see survival of humanity.
Yeah, and tradition continues, which is great. So
yes,
and a fun time for all. So
it is a fun
which
time
is even
for all.
better.
And we're looking for the Irish the Italian festival
There
coming
you go.
up.
Couple
Absolutely.
weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. All right.
Okay. I guess we got to go.
We chewed up 2 hours. So
we did.
Thank you everybody for listening. Terrific Tuesday, and we'll see you next week.
And thank you for being with us. This is it's now 9:00 a.m. and this last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank. Rondout Savings, always working for you and the community, with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park, and also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank. Thank you for sharing the morning with us and participating in Kingston Community Radio, KCR, AM 920, 92.5 FM, and our live streaming on mykcr.org. Talk radio at its best, inspired discussions of, by, and for the communities. And thank you, Nina Postupack and Cameron Rylance, for hosting this terrific Tuesday. And we thank Mayor Steve Noble and John Forte for being in with us. Bill Forte for being with us today. We invite you to be with us tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for a Super Wednesday. And until then, we wish you every success in growing and developing Kingston and all our neighboring communities. We now return you to Magic 92.5.
Forward to the night I'll spend thinking of you when you're not.